Hey, I'm Tommy,
I'm Matt.
and welcome to the Sports Den. This is a sports channel. We will give you the best news in sports, not sport, sorry, and best fantasy advice. You shut up. And we just
Sorry,
like to have
sorry.
fun. We make sports fun. I'll give you a little background on myself. I play baseball. I'm in high school. Currently 16 years old.
Bonita.
Yeah, repping.
Yeah.
And so
Not Red
I'm
Sox.
big.
Not a Red Sox hat.
Yeah.
We hate the Red Sox.
Yeah. Screw them. Stupid hoes. Anyways, um, I play baseball, as I said. I'm a big sports addict. I live off of sports. It's in my blood. What can I say? Just like blood itself. Um,
Sounds so gay. I'm sorry, that was terrible. Anyways, same thing here. I like sports a lot. I watch pretty much everything. Not a whole lot of basketball. It's the only really thing I don't watch. And even
Yeah.
that, I see enough on Sports Center. I know LeBron's good. You
Who's
know.
LeBron?
Yeah, your typical stuff.
I'm kidding.
Anyways,
If you don't know who LeBron is, you don't know sports.
on this channel, we're probably mainly going to talk about football because it's football season. Fantasy football to start up. We are very big on fantasy football.
Huge, as we have been playing it for what, 6 years now?
Yeah, 6 years. So, and both of us.
In those 6 years, I think we've both made it every year except for one. I'm a two-time champ myself. I won it last year. And I think I've come runner-up at least twice. So yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm only a one-time champ, but I did get second in both of my leagues last year. Yeah, I've played in a bunch, too many leagues. Yeah, I've seen it all fantasy. My dad's been playing since he was in high school, and I've learned a lot from him. Yeah, we really like fantasy football. It's probably my favorite time of the year.
Yeah, don't underestimate us because we're young. We know our stuff. Just believe that.
All right, so why don't we get underway with our first segment here? This week in sports, just kind of a recap of whatever the biggest thing in sports was that happened before this post. Obviously, we got week 1, New England, Pittsburgh, or the Deflatriots versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, whichever, however you want to pronounce it. But so thoughts on the game?
I think the Patriots are still cheaters.
Yeah.
We just started the season. They're already cheating.
Yeah, I mean, it take one quarter before the Patriots are already in a cheating controversy. I mean, come on now.
So now
That's a little unbelievable.
It's the Deflatriots to what? Like
headset hackers? I mean, what is it?
I got it. The two top teams, the Cardinals and the Patriots, are together. The Cardinals hacked the Astros, and the
oh my God. Yeah, the St. Louis
They're
Cardinals
together.
and
Yep.
Patriots are
They're
teaming up. They stole the hacker.
Anyways, let's start off with some key players. Antonio Brown went off. I think he had like 130 something yards with a touchdown, garbage time touchdown. Help me out in fantasy here.
Well, I mean, that's what you expect from a top receiver like him. Solid numbers. There's a reason why he's a top. A lot of people took him in the first round. I personally see him as more
Another
of a guy
that goes late in the first round is Gronkowski.
Yeah, he tore up my team. I'm playing against Gronkowski this week. He had what? I think it was 3 touchdowns for five catches for 3 touchdowns.
90 plus yards.
He looked unguardable in the red zone. I mean, that was just, he put on a freaking clinic.
You can't stop him.
Yeah, I mean, I was amazed how well the Patriots were able to get him in one-on-one coverage. I mean, every single touchdown, he just burned the guy that was on him.
I was watching the beginning of the game. They were talking, how you guys gonna stop Gronk? And they're like, we're gonna double coverage. We're gonna do all that stuff. And Gronk was like, I get that every game, and look what he did this game. So
yeah, he just absolutely. A guy that really impressed me was.
Can't forget about Deflady.
Oh yeah, and Tom Brady was solid. He came out. He looked really sharp. I thought.
After missing.
So I think he's really motivated after the year. I'm sure he's gonna put up some great numbers. Two guys who really impressed me were both the running backs on both teams this game. Dion Lewis, solid running back, came out of nowhere. I didn't even know his name until the start of the game. 69 rushing yards, 51 receiving, and he looked a lot better than his stats. I mean, he looked like a stud, quality young runner. He could be something this year. I mean, you never know with the Patriots. I mean, they rotate guys, and you saw what happened to Jonas Gray last year. He puts up 4 touchdowns, then he falls off the face of the earth.
Yeah,
so,
he got cut this year.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, be cautious. I mean, don't just jump right on Dion Lewis bandwagon, but definitely keep an eye on him.
Yeah. As you said, keep an eye on him because remember, LeGarrette Blount does come back this week after suspension, so he'll probably take it back as the number 1 back. You might see Dion Lewis maybe get some passing. I don't know.
Yeah, he'll probably see third down time still, and he could probably work his way into being another, still a very valuable possible flex option depending on how deep your league is.
Yeah. And another guy we'd like to talk
Yeah.
about is D'Angelo Williams, the other running back who surprised us all. I was talking crap to the guy that I was playing, saying this 32-year-old guy can't do can't do anything on the field.
Yeah,
And
we
he
thought
ends up
we thought he'd need a walker to get to the goal line.
and he
He's a
ends up
fossil. He's washed up.
he
and
ends up
then,
putting up 127 yards on the
yeah,
field.
I mean, I told my dad there is no way he gets over 50 yards, and I think he had how many did he have at the end of the first half? Like about 50.
Yeah,
I mean, he was
tearing up that
he
defense.
was he looked like he was 23 and back in his prime on the Panthers. He looked like a stud. I mean, don't expect much more from him the rest of the year. I mean, he's probably only going to get significant time for this next week, and then he's pretty much done because Le'Veon Bell will be back.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me if he got maybe some goal line looks or just whenever Le'Veon Bell gets tired.
Yeah.
But if you do own Le'Veon Bell, I mean, if you don't have D'Angelo Williams already, I would do what you can to get him. Because, I mean, Le'Veon Bell, one hamstring, one ACL, one something. I mean, all of a sudden D'Angelo Williams is a potential top 10 running back. So
another two potential picks us. Maybe Marcus Wheaton if you haven't already got him, or Darius Hayward Bay, I think his first name is.
yeah, Darius Hayward Bay. They both put up solid numbers in the Pittsburgh offense. Martavis Bryant's out the first
He's out
4 weeks.
4 weeks, so either one of those could be. I mean, maybe not strong flex plays, but if you're deep,
if you're desperate.
Yeah.
I mean, Wheaton had a solid game. I think he was projected 8 points in ESPN. He put up 7. Yet he saved his day with a 2-point conversion, and he just looked like a solid receiver. Antonio Brown will get so much coverage. I mean, they can't just. Someone else is going to be open if they're constantly double teaming.
I mean, Brown did have 130 plus yards and a touchdown, but who knows if he's going to keep getting. I mean, he did play with one of the best corners on him this game, so maybe that proves that he can.
Yeah. So we'll see with that. All right.
But to hop into some fantasy talk, we're gonna give you like some of the top scoring games that we think maybe if you have players in that game, they'll help you out big time.
If you got guys on your bench in this game, you're gonna want to play them.
So yeah, and so
I'll be right
gonna-
back. Sorry about that.
we're gonna tell you we want the if you have any players in the Atlanta and Philly game, then you're probably getting a lot as they have. I believe the Eagles have the 26th best defense.
Atlanta's got the 26th worst pass defense from last year. Philadelphia has the 30th. They are gonna throw the rock all around the yard tomorrow, or Monday.
And I got Matty Ice over here with Julio Jones. That's had him last year, best do over. Speaking of last year with
last
Matty
year,
Ice and Julio Jones,
he burned me with them in a
I
late
put up
Monday
60
night game.
points on Monday night, and they're playing
in
Monday
the
night
second
this
half
week.
of Monday night, so that was bad
yeah.
memories for me. But yeah, if you got Philadelphia and Atlanta guys, if you're desperate, those are guys you want to play this week. That's gonna be a very
That'll be a
high scoring
shootout.
game.
It'll be a shootout for sure.
I mean, I would not be surprised if its final score 50-60. There is gonna be no defense played.
Another one.
A couple other games I like this week. Obviously, the Packers are playing the Bears. They absolutely just tore them up last year. They scored 55 and 38 points against them last year. I don't think the Bears got any better. And I mean, the loss of Jordy Nelson hurts the Packers, but I still think they're gonna put up a lot of points.
The Bears did lose Brandon Marshall as well, and they got Eddie Royal to fill in.
And he's questionable.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bears almost have no receivers this
Both
first
the receivers
week.
are banged up. I mean, I have Alshon Jeffrey. He's told to be. Recent reports, it's been said that he's going to be playing, but he is banged up. So you can't. You have a Jay Cutler throwing in the ball as well, and the Packers defense isn't bad. It's.
I think it gives a boost to Martellus Bennett, the tight end. I mean,
And
who else are they gonna throw to? I mean,
Bennett and Forte. I think Forte gets a lot of balls out of the backfield.
And, I mean, Forte is gonna run it a lot. I don't know how much they can run it though. I
But
mean, they're gonna be down the whole game.
Maybe if you play DraftKings or anything like that, maybe a good flex play. Devontae Adams is going to be a nice play right here because they have Randall Cobb, who is he's the number one there, so he might get a little bit better coverage there. But Devontae Adams is still a very nice play.
And he's taken over a key role for Jordy Nelson, and and Randall Cobb's even a little banged up. It wouldn't shock me if they get up by 2 or more touchdowns that they just pull Randall Cobb. So I think Devontae Adams could get a lot of slop time points, or it wouldn't shock me if he had a big day.
Eddie Lacy's Eddie Lacy and Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. So
you
could expect
we're
the best from
expecting
those
you're
guys.
starting them. They're going to be what they are.
You obviously drafted those guys up there, so then you're going to play them.
Another game I like, Giants and the Cowboys. This game is typically just a high-scoring game. They always seem to be crazy wild. I mean, who can turn over more between Romo and Eli Manning? It always seems like a wild game. There's always a lot of points scored. I think I personally really like receivers on both the Giants and the Cowboys, or if you have Eli Manning or Tony Romo, I think they could both have a solid week. Pray to God they don't throw 20 picks. I mean that
Yeah.
it's possible between those two, but yeah, I think they're gonna beat that.
Before we move on, over under. Who throws more? Does Romo throw more picks?
Oh man,
How many picks does Romo, or not over under, but how many picks does Romo throw? How many picks does Eli throw?
I think
I'm gonna say Romo throws 2 and Eli throws 2 as well. I think they're about the same.
I think Eli throws 0. I think Eli has a fantastic game. And I'm going to say Romo throws. I'm going to go with 2. I think Romo throws 2.
Okay, I'll change mine. 2-1. Romo 2, Eli 1.
All right.
We'll even it out.
There we go. Let's see. So receivers in that game I think will be big. Definitely keep an eye on the Cowboys running back situation between Randall, McFadden, that whole mess.
I have McFadden, and
just
I don't know how that's
keep
gonna
an eye
work
on
out.
that.
What are your thoughts on that backfield?
I think they're gonna give McFadden the early looks. I think McFadden is a quality running back. It's not if, it's when he gets hurt. I mean, he's just constantly on the not DL. I'm thinking baseball, but IR. Yeah, that guy just cannot stay on the field.
Son.
I think if you can get McFadden really cheap, or if he's still available in your leagues, he wouldn't be a bad pickup this week. But just know he's probably gonna get hurt at some point. Christine Michael's another guy they just picked up from the Seahawks, who in the brief time he got in Seattle when Marshawn Lynch was tired, looked pretty solid. Down the stretch, he could be good. I don't add him quite yet, but keep an eye on him. I think he could be good.
With any Cowboys running back, I mean, it might be safe to play Randall or McFadden as a flex play this week, if you're deep or not, or maybe if you have to, kind of. But you don't really know what you're gonna get there yet, so maybe wait after week 1, see how it goes. Give it a couple weeks, maybe like 2 or 3, maybe, just to see how it works out in there, because you don't really know what you're getting there at this moment.
Right. One more. I'm really liking Cincinnati running backs this week against Oakland. Oakland has an absolutely terrible rush defense, and I mean, are they gonna let Andy Dalton throw all game? Probably not. Especially, and they're playing Oakland. I'm assuming the Bengals are probably going to have the lead most of the game. They're going to be trying to run out the clock. I think Jeremy Hill will obviously have a big game. And one guy who I think could be a very sneaky flex play this week, Giovanni Bernard, who we saw really good flashes of greatness from him before he got hurt last year. I mean, he looked like he was going to be a top 10 running back. Then he gets hurt, and Jeremy Hill even does better.
Yeah,
so obviously,
had Jeremy Hill last year.
Yeah. So obviously that offensive line is proven, and the Raiders are terrible. So expect a big game from Jeremy Hill, and don't be shocked if Giovanni Bernard gets some really good slop time numbers, especially down the second half when Bengals are going to be up by 2, maybe 3 touchdowns.
Before we leave this game, another good guy, rookie wide receiver Amari Cooper. I think he could show up, but
and just how the Bengals are going to be running it all game.
Passing
Oakland's going to be chucking it, trying to keep up, and Amari Cooper's their number 1 guy.
Hopefully Derek Carr's accurate, so.
I think Derek Carr is better than people give him credit, but the Raiders are still the Raiders. I mean, I think this game it's not going to be a 4-touchdown blowout, but it's only going to be maybe 2. So that's just kind of my opinion.
Amari Cooper, maybe he's obviously going to start on the team. So.
Just going to give you a few names to keep an eye on this week. Just guys from the games we just talked about who could be good. Nelson Aguilar on the Eagles, number 2 receiver. Rookie out of USC. I have him in both of my leagues. If he's somehow available on your waiver wire, definitely get on him. Or if if someone's selling him cheap, he's definitely a guy you want to have.
Because as we mentioned earlier, their pass defenses are terrible. So
and Chip Kelly is a fantasy-friendly offense. I think he could have a really good year. A couple other guys, obviously, you talked about Giovanni Bernard. Tevin Coleman on Atlanta. He's going to get the number 1 starting running back job for this week. I don't know how much they're going to run the ball, but just based on the role, he's going to get a lot of touches. He could break out. Benny Cunningham on the Rams. With Todd Gurley out and
Trey Mason
questionable, Benny Cunningham's probably going to get a lot of time. I don't know. I mean, if you're really desperate, you could start him as a running back 2 or a flex.
Because you don't really know what you're getting out of a third string. He's kind of third string for a reason.
Yeah. But he's going to get touches if you're desperate. He's he's what you got.
And another worry is he's also playing the Seahawks that week, so who knows what you'll get from him.
And then, so Sam Bradford on the Eagles, I think obviously they're going to throw a lot. Devontae Adams, Tommy talked about. And then
Before we go on,
oh, right.
Bradford, you're really big on Bradford this year. He's got Derrick Rose knees,
yeah,
bionicle
yeah.
legs.
He's gonna be he's the new Michael Vick. He's got bionic legs. He'll just be running around all over
Wait,
the
he
Falcons.
beat up dogs?
Oh.
He's not a dog beater. He's not the new Michael Vick.
Oh my God! Yeah, my brother's fancy name is Mike Vick's Dog Pound. I personally think I've got the best Lucker right in the Percy. And why don't you tell him your fancy team's name?
My fantasy team name is Bill Cosby Sleepers.
Yeah. At first, I got it. His is pretty good. So anyways, last second, just a couple of receivers if you're really desperate. So we got the matchup of the two rookie quarterbacks, Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston, rematch of the Rose Bowl.
That'll be fun to watch.
I think that game could be really interesting. I personally think the Titans will probably win that game. I don't know. I just got a feeling. I think the Titans offense could be good. Keep an eye on Dorial Green, Beckham, Kendall Wright, especially if you're really desperate for a receiver or a flex play.
I got two players in that game. Delaney Walker, I think he's a little underrated. He's pretty good.
Solid tight end.
Because the receivers there aren't bad, but I think Walker sees a lot of receptions this week, and I'm gonna say at least 7 points from him, maybe a touchdown, a couple of yards. I don't know. Another guy I like is Tampa Bay running back Doug Martin. I think this is his year. He comes back.
What's the crazy hamster?
The hamster,
Mad hamster. I don't even know what his name was.
You remember his rookie year? You had him.
Yeah, he carried me.
You got him late in the draft. He carried your team.
I'll never forget that 4-touchdown day against the Raiders. I think my team scored like 160 points.
And I mean, the Titans' defense isn't that great, so.
Yeah, so Doug Martin his fantasy career could be resurrected, and I like the Titans wide receivers. That's another good game to.
So yeah,
to
keep
watch.
your eyes on those guys. And we're gonna hop into some college picks here, as we got Pep's picks here.
Yeah, my last name is Peplin. Everyone calls me Pep at baseball, so we got Pep's picks. There's only 3 ranked matchups this week. I'm just gonna give you my picks for all 3 real quick here. So Oregon plays Michigan State. I think it's gonna be a close game, and I'm a West Coast guy. I like Oregon. I gotta go with the Ducks. Again, I think it's gonna be a close game. I was looking at both their performances last week. Neither one really impressed me. I mean, Oregon gave up a ton of points to Eastern Washington.
Yeah, that's not too
and
good.
then I went to look at Michigan State, and they played Western Michigan and played just as bad. So
they played both halves of Michigan.
yeah.
So
anyways, I personally, I don't know. I got a feeling about Oregon. I think they come through in that one. Tennessee, Oklahoma is another interesting one. I think Tennessee's 22, Oklahoma's 19. Oklahoma kind of fell off the map. They were highly ranked last year. I personally have Tennessee in this game. They're kind of an up-and-coming program. They're at home. It's Saturday night on ESPN. I'm going with the Bulls. I think they proved that they're back. Then the last one's LSU, Mississippi State. Mississippi State did not look very impressive against Southern Miss. They just
Dak Prescott wasn't.
I think Dak Prescott's a little overrated in my opinion. They are home, but I think LSU is a quality program. I think LSU wins this game. So those are the three ranked matchups. Those are my 3 picks.
So to hop back into the NFL again, we got our early playoff predictions. I know the first game is already played, so I mean, who cares though? But before any other game starts, we got our playoff predictions, and I'll let you go first here.
All right, so let's just run through the divisions. I have Eagles winning the NFC East. I think Chip Kelly's a mad genius. Some people think he's just mad.
Yeah.
But I think there's a method to his madness, and I think they win that division.
I also think the Eagles win that division. Chip Kelly's just what he brings to the Eagles is amazing. His offense, and you saw it worked in Oregon. He brought it to the Eagles, and Nick Foles ran it. So I think Bradford, that also helps his fantasy game right there.
Right. Next we have the NFC West. It's hard to bet against the Seahawks. They're just an absolute juggernaut, and they added Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson will be good. So just taking the Seahawks, not going to overthink that pick.
Yeah, it's hard to stay away from them. You mean you have Marshawn Lynch to already worry about. I mean, they don't really have many receivers there. Doug Baldwin's, I think, their number 1 there. It's kind of tough. And but you add another red zone target they have to worry about is Jimmy Graham now. So you also have him, and then Marshawn Lynch to worry about in the red zone. So.
And obviously Russell Wilson. So
yeah, and Russell Wilson, he's pretty smart with the football. Doesn't turn the ball over too much.
Next, we'll move on to the NFC North. I think the Packers win again.
That division's not too strong. I like the Packers.
Yeah, they lost Jordy Nelson, but I mean, you get to play the Bears twice a year. and Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers, and the defense will get it done. It's hard to go against them.
Aaron Rodgers is like Brady. He makes players good, I think. So Devontae Adams, he'll fill in pretty nice, and Randall
All
Cobb
right.
will take the role.
Next we
Nelson.
have the NFC South. This is where we actually disagree for once. I personally like the New Orleans Saints. That division is just horse crap, honestly.
It's honestly just a toss-up.
Yeah, it's a terrible division. I just got a feeling about the Saints. They played really bad on defense. Rob Ryan, I think, is a decent coach, so I think he improves the defense a little bit. And I really like the addition of C.J. Spiller. Now they have two quality running backs, so they can take the pressure off an aging Drew Brees. I think they find a way to win that division.
You know who we didn't talk about? Now that you bring up the Saints before I give my prediction, Brandon Cooks. He's coming back off an injury.
Yeah.
I think he has a pretty good, solid year. He's the number one there now.
Yeah,
Lost Jimmy Graham as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Marcus Colston and Brandon Cooks could be seeing some touches now.
Right.
But I also think I'm gonna take the Falcons in this division just because I'm a Matty Ice lover. I just love Matty Ice too much. Him and Julio. But I know their defense is just absolute trash. It's just garbage. I'm gonna believe in their offense to carry them, but I don't know if they get it.
Tommy going off the board there. All right.
Yeah, way off the board.
So my two wild card picks, I like the Cardinals and Vikings. I think the Cardinals are a very quality team, especially if Carson Palmer stays healthy. They have a lot of weapons. The only thing they're missing is a real bell cow. I don't even know the phrase. Yeah. A true number one running back. I think Andre Ellington's decent, but he's more of a third down change of pace guy. Their defense is really good. I mean, their secondary rivals, the Legion of Boom. That's a quality team.
I like the Cardinals as well as one of mine, and I don't know, their defense is pretty dang good if I had to say it. But
yeah,
maybe that David Johnson guy comes out of nowhere and takes that running back role, or maybe CJ2K goes back to CJ2K, but I doubt it.
Yeah, he comes back from the dead. So those are two running backs to keep an eye on. The other one I like Minnesota. I feel like Adrian Peterson's motivated. He's just gonna put the team on his back. The defense has improved. Anthony Barr is a stud.
He's really gonna switch it into gear.
That's good stuff, man. I think Teddy Bridgewater could be solid.
I like Teddy this year.
He could be good. I don't know. I got a hunch on the Vikings.
Yeah.
So your other wild card pick
was I got the Cowboys. I think.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? They added Greg Hardy. He likes to.
Another beater
convict.
Yeah.
But they have a pretty good offense there. It's all about the run game there. Look at the touches DeMarco Murray got. They got to fill his role now. They have 3 okay backs, I guess, if McFadden stays healthy. I think that helps them a lot. But Randall wouldn't be a bad option there as well if they could just get it together there. If that running game gets together, I think they'll be fine. I mean, they had a pretty good offense last year, and then they added Hardy, and I think Sean Lee's back this year. I think he was out last year.
Yeah, he missed most of last year.
I think he hurt himself in camp or something like that.
He's a quality linebacker.
So he's back, and so that also helps defense, and so I think that helps them get over the top and they get in the wild card spot.
All right, so now we're gonna move on into the AFC. Let's see. Well, we both got the Patriots. We both have the Chiefs. We both have the Steelers, and we both have Indianapolis. We totally agree on the 4 division winners.
Indy's a very good team to talk about. Addition of Frank Gore, now they have a pretty good running game. I mean, he's aging, but Frank Gore still puts up numbers, I think. And they also have to worry about a run game, so that opens up Andrew Luck now, and he has Andre Johnson and T.Y. Hilton there now, and the tight ends aren't bad, and their defense isn't bad. So
I'm a big believer in Andre Johnson. I think he's gonna have possibly a top 10 wide receiver year. I really like him.
We didn't even mention him.
He's another stud.
Another very good receiver because everyone underestimates him. They're like, this guy's not good anymore. Well, who was throwing him the ball in Houston? And there was really nobody there to throw him the ball. So now he's the number 2. He's not going to get double coverage.
Exactly.
He's gonna have Andrew Luck throwing the ball. So I think Andrew Luck's numbers don't hurt, but Andre Johnson's people have been down on Luck this year. I don't think so.
I'm personally a believer in the Chiefs. I think they're kind of underrated. Alex Smith just kind of gets this reputation of being kind of a no-arm quarterback. I think the addition of Jeremy Maclin really helps them out.
Maybe they'll actually get a receiving touchdown.
Maybe they'll actually throw a touchdown to a wide receiver this year. And their defense is going to be great, and Jamal Charles is going to be Jamal Charles. So I think that's another quality football team. I think the Broncos have kind of gone down a little bit, so I think that's a winnable division for them.
A really big team to talk about this year is Tyrod Taylor and the Buffalo Bills. I
One
like
of his
them
wild card picks.
I
Also
love
one
them.
of mine.
I love them this year. They got a really, really good defense there. I think if Tyrod Taylor can be accurate, they in camp, everyone's been saying he's been accurate. He's got a strong arm and stuff like that. So hopefully he stays that way and carries the team. They got a pretty good running back in Shady McCoy. People have been down on him though in fantasy. I like him, and he likes him as well. I mean,
Very
can you not?
underrated.
How can you not like Shady?
Everyone's dissing him.
I mean, I like the Bills a lot. Their defense is pretty good out there. They're just as good as I think Cardinals maybe. They have pretty good defense. That's the main thing about their team. And if Tyrod Taylor can perform, then I think they'll be a good contender.
Right. And then my other wild card, I have the Broncos. I think they're Peyton Manning. He'll find a way to get in the playoffs. He's just a stud. I mean, Hall of Fame quarterback, no doubt. And C.J. Anderson, Ronnie Hillman, they've got a solid run game. Their defense isn't terrible. And Peyton Manning, I don't think is going to be. I don't think the Peyton Manning you saw the second half of last year isn't the real Peyton Manning. I think he was nursing an injury. I don't know if he's still, 40 touchdown, absolute monster Peyton Manning anymore, but I think he's still a solid NFL quarterback.
And my pick is the Miami Dolphins. I think Tannehill steps it up this year. He didn't have that bad of a year last year. He turned it around towards the end. And he's got addition of Devontae Parker and Jarvis Landry. Those two will be pretty good targets there, both speed guys. Their tight end Jordan Cameron, he too many injuries, but I think he comes back this year and he's a top tight end. Goes back to form when he was with the Browns. He was getting a lot of
He has a real quarterback now. It's not Johnny Manziel anymore.
Yeah, Johnny Football, baby. Johnny Football, sleeper, 25th.
No.
Just kidding. Don't draft him. No.
Not until Elise is starting, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Then again, I had him on my bench for that championship-winning team right here. Just saying. Nah, I didn't start him though. So.
Just taking up the roster spot, in my opinion. But
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go to the championship games of.
All right, my Super Bowl pick. I've got Seattle versus Indianapolis in the Super Bowl, and I think Seattle wins. They've just got too much talent, and that stadium, that home field advantage in the playoffs is just hard. I mean, that's just a really hard place to win, and I don't think they have. Sorry about my dog. I don't think there's anyone who's that much better than them to beat them at home. I don't see it. They're gonna have to beat themselves.
They have a stellar defense there. They have the crowd. It's just too hard to beat them at home. If they get home field advantage again, it's almost game over. Everyone they're probably gonna say it's Green Bay in the Super Bowl, but a good defense beats a good offense, as you saw last year in Week 1. Saw it last year, and yeah. But
all right.
I also like I'm gonna say the Colts as well. I think you said the Colts as well.
Yeah, I also said the Colts.
And good defense beats good offense. So, but again, the Patriots beat them last year. So who knows? Who knows what'll happen? I'm gonna take the Colts.
All right.
I think the Colts turn around.
So thanks for watching. This is our first YouTube video. So
hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll have more fantasy.
I'm sure we can do better. Any tips, advice, or suggestions for segments? If you need fantasy advice, go ahead and comment. We'll try to reply and help you out setting your lineup Week 1. And
like, comment, subscribe. See you later.
Peace.